Well, hi everybody, welcome to the Grade 4 Learn 2 course. Let's go and take a look now at everything you need to learn in Grade 4. We're going to start off with the concept of what we mean by the value of a digit. And what does the value of a digit mean? It tells you how much the digit is worth. So if we look at this number 548, what is the value of each of these digits? The digit 5, the digit 4, the digit 8. Well, we know that this number is 548. So what is the value of the 5 in the 548? The value of the 5 is 500. What is the value of the 4 in 548? That 4 obviously refers to 40. What is the value of the 8 in the 548? That refers to 8. So that's how we determine the value of a digit. In the number 548, the 5 is the 500, the 4 is the 40, and the 8 is the 8. Let's go and take a look a little bit further. So if we look at our next concept here, we said that the place value of a number is the place or the position of a digit in that number. So if we looked at 392, if we underline the 3, what is the value of that? Well, that's the first position, and that first position refers to your hundreds. So it's called 3 hundreds. If we look at 43 and we underline the 4 now appears in the tens place because this number is 43, so that is 4 tens, because 4 multiplied by 10 gives you 40. And 3 multiplied by 100 gives you 300. If we look at the 7 in the 517, this is in the units place. So we call this 7 units. 517, the 7 refers to the units. So we could also summarize this in a table. So if we had the number, for example, 768, and we had to write that 768 by saying, we've got so many hundreds, we've got so many tens, and we've got so many units. How many hundreds would we have? We would have 7 of the hundreds. How many tens would we have? Because the second place is the tens place. We would have 6 tens. And how many units would we have? 8. So 7, 6, 8, that's your hundreds, that's your tens, that's your units. If we went one back, that would be our thousands. The thousands, hundreds, tens, units. In this 768, we have 7 hundreds, so that's 700. We've got 6 tens, so that's 60. And we've got 8 units. Therefore, we've got 768. So that's the concept of place value with our hundreds, tens, and units. Let's take a look now at the next concept, and that is, what do we mean by expanded notation? Let's go and take a look at expanded notation. So what does expanded form or expanded notation mean? Well, let's go and read about this. Breaking numbers down into what we call their building blocks of their place value is called expanding them. We can expand our numbers in 2 ways. So for argument's sake, if we've got 604, we can break this down, or we can expand it into 600, which are your hundreds, plus you don't have any tens here, plus 0 tens, but you do have units, and you've got 4 units. Or what you could do is you can do this. You can say 604 is equal to 6 hundreds plus 0 tens plus 4 units. And this is known as expanded notation. So expanded notation is taking a number like 604 and saying I've got so many hundreds, so many tens, so many units. 604 is 6 hundreds, 0 tens, and 4 units. Let's take a look now at the next concept. So the next concept we're going to take a look at now is rounding. How do we round numbers? Sometimes we are asked to round a number to what is called the nearest 10. What does that mean? That means we need to replace a number by the nearest multiple of 10. What are multiples of 10? 10, 20, 30, 40. These are our multiples of 10. Okay? So rounding to the nearest 10 can also be useful when you want to do a quick calculation in your head to estimate, to guess what something is. Now, what are the rules? The rules for rounding off to the nearest 10 go like this. If the unit's digit is less than 5, we've got to round down to the previous multiple of 10. But if the unit's digit is 5 or more, we have to round it up. What do we mean by the unit's digit? If we've got 16 as a number, the unit is 6 here, because that's your tens, that's your unit. If your unit's digit is 5 or more, you round it up to the next multiple of 10. So what is the next multiple of 10 after 16? Well, if your multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30, the next multiple of 10 after 16 is 20. What happens if the number was 14? Well, is the digit of 4 bigger or smaller than 5? It's less than 5. Therefore, we've got to round it down to the smaller one. The multiple of 10 just before 14 gives you 10, so that would be an answer of 10. So let's go and look at a few examples. How would we round this to the multiple of 10, the number 76? If we look at the digit is 6. That digit 6 is greater than 5, so we've got to go up. The next multiple of 6 beyond this takes you to 80. So the multiple is 80. What would be the answer for 193? Well, 193, your digits is 3. That number 3 is less than 5. So what is the multiple of 10 just before 193? It's got to be 190. So that should say 190. Let's go and see if there's another example. What would you do with 25? Well, remember, you need to look at the digit. The digit is 5. The rule says if it is 5 or more, anything 5 or more, we're going to round it up. So what is the next multiple after 25 of 10? The next multiple is 30, because it goes 10, 20, 30, and so you go along. Do we have another example here? Well, that's the end of those. So let's summarize multiples of 10. The rule is look at your digits. If the digit is 5 or more, go to the next upward multiple of 10. If the digit is less than 5, go to the multiple before. And that's as simple as that. That's how you round up to multiples of 10.